Hey, the purpose of this video is to help you understand the standard for third grade, which is Reading Foundational Skills 3.3D. And the wording is read grade appropriate, irregularly spelled words. The reference I'm going to be using for the instruction in the why comes from David Kilpatrick's work, Equipped for Reading Success. I'm going to reference a couple page numbers from the why behind it, and then I'm going to model it for you on video of what it could look like in the classroom. So first of all, the first thing that we're going to talk about is that what is orthographic mapping? What am I going to be doing? Orthographic mapping is the mental process or habit that we use to store words for immediate and effortless retrieval. A lot of times we might also refer to it as direct mapping. So the goal being that we're going to use our phonological awareness to hear sounds, and then how do we use that to map out a sound, or when we see and we put the words and letters in front of us, how can that help us to store that into our retrieval process when we read new words? On page 58 of the book I just showed you to page 59, it does have reference of the irregularly spelled words. And the main points of it is that it's really important that we also point out the regular elements in the irregular word. Oftentimes we think we should only talk about the irregular parts. We don't want to do that. We are going to emphasize that, but we also need to show the students where are the regular parts and elements of the word as well. So you're going to see me say it without the kids seeing it first. That's going to be the first thing. You're going to say the word. I'm going to count the sounds on my fingers. How many sounds are there? Then we're going to map it on a whiteboard, which means I'm going to draw out how many sounds there are and write the letter correspondence that go with each of those sounds. I'm going to first point out what are the parts that are regular, and then I'm going to point out the parts that are irregular, or the parts that we're just going to have to remember how the spelling is, and maybe the irregular parts that don't fit typical patterns. You can do this before instruction, so before you read the text, or you can also do it when you come to the word that you don't know. You can stop, cover it up, and then you're going to tell the kids what the word is, and you can map it. It's really up to you. I'm going to do it today just like it's a pre-teach, like we're getting ready to come to that word today in our text. All right, so we're going to pretend that we're in the classroom now, and we have our book Ellis Island. And I'll be having the books out for the students, and we'll be looking at the title, and I will be saying the following. Okay, boys and girls, so today, one of our learning intentions today is that we're going to map out and learn how to read and spell a word that doesn't always fit a pattern in our spelling that we're used to reading. So today, our special word is going to be island. Everybody say that word with me. Ready? Island. Awesome job. Have you heard of that before? Do you know what an island is? Oh yeah, there's one in the pic. Yep, there it is in a pic. Oh, you've been to Hawaii? That is an island. Yes. So it sounds like you guys know a little bit about islands. It's covered around with all four sides are covered with water. Awesome. Well, did you know that island, when we see the word island, it's going to have some patterns that fit and some patterns that don't fit. And so we're going to do that together. So I want you to repeat the word. What's the word? Island. My turn. Island. Your turn. Island. Great job. Let's count how many sounds are in island. You can count with me, but make sure you're watching me count. Ready, everybody? I, L, A, N, D. I heard 5 sounds. Did you hear those? Okay, I'm going to draw those on my sound boxes on the whiteboard here. Everybody looking up here. Nice job. How many sounds were there, everyone? 5. You're right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'm going to write each of the letters in our sound boxes, and I want you to watch how I do this. My turn. I, L, A, N, D. Island. Now, is there anything you notice about this word? Okay, you can turn and talk. What's some things you notice about it? Turn and talk to your friend. Let him turn and talk. Okay, bring it back up. All right, so there's some things that I want to point out to you. So, island, I noticed that L and, land. That's all a regular part of the word, isn't it? It fits our patterns that we're used to. But did anybody talk about this part? The is. Anybody notice that? When I say the sound I, typically we just have it represented with the letter I. But in the word island, you're going to have a silent S there. And so you're going to have to remember that part by heart. So when you come to this word again and you read island, we're not going to pronounce it incorrectly. We're going to pronounce it island because the S is going to be silent. So that part's irregular, isn't it? So our word is island. What's the word, everybody? Island. At this point, you could have them write it. You could have them write it in the air. You could have them spell it really quick. But we would put this up on a word wall, and you can even put the heart part around it so that they know that there is an irregular spelling in that word. So, essentially reviewing, you say the word without them seeing it. You count the sounds, how many are in it. Then you map it out, which is where you put the letters in for each of the sounds. Point out the regularities. Remember, we want them to see the parts of the word that are regular. And then you're going to point out the irregularities. You can use the heart part if you want to and put a heart around that if you like. And then you can put it into context. You can go back into the story. Let's go find the sentence that we're going to see this word in. For Ellis Island, it's actually in the title, but you can also see it in context of a sentence. Put those up on a word wall, refer to those throughout the year, but that is how you directly map an irregularly spelled word for your students. Hope this helps. We'll talk more about it. Thank you so much.